Good morning, my friends. I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head that I really want to share. It's been such an interesting couple days. So yesterday I ended up getting a job. I got a job at the day labor place and I went out and I did a lot of like really I was moving construction debris and throwing it in this dumpster. And so I came home and I was just completely wrecked. I was so tired. Every muscle in my body is so, oh my gosh. And I was sitting there thinking about my newfound respect. Like, I've always sort of respected women because the women around me have always been very, we've been taking care of our children and some of us having, occupations along with taking care of our children. And anyway, and so I've always sort of respected women, but now, my gosh, these men that go out every day and their body, just the amount of like just stress on the body alone. And I came home, I'm like, oh. But when I was there, I got to thinking about something. So I just wanted to be clear. This is just me. I'm not saying this for other people because I know that there are quite a lot of people who that are Christian that believe that the Bible is the infallible exact word of God. Um, and I am not one of those. I'm not. I'm just going to say that I am not one of those. I don't. I And in fact, there's been years where I've just sort of thrown away the baby with the bathwater when it comes to the Bible. But there are some phrases that, obviously because I talk about it quite a bit, there are some phrases that have just really stuck with me. And I keep going back to this idea that Jesus said, you could say to that mountain to move and it would move. I keep going back to it, and I keep going back to it also because it's such a weird comment to not have any truth to it. It's so like, I mean, do you really see that? Have you ever seen someone stand in front of a mountain, tell it to move, and it's moved? Anyway, so yesterday I was standing in front of all of these this debris. There were the man, he was putting tiles on the house, on the roofing, and he was tossing them down and they were just breaking into pieces, and I was putting the pieces into a bucket and taking them to the trash, and I was sitting there, I was looking at him and I was like, theoretically, if that phrase were to be true, then I can, with the power of my mind, I can have those pieces of debris lift and go where I want them to go. Which, even if you think about it, is a bit of a stretch. Even with what Jesus like physically did on the earth, but he said that we would do greater things. He said we would do greater things than he did, even though he did great things. I mean, the greatest thing, as in coming back and showing us um, that there is no death, that there's no death like we think of death. There's no death like we think of death, which is miraculous. And I'm not meaning to make light of anything that he did on the planet, but to me and in my belief, he was the most amazing manifester. He was the most amazing manifester. Like, he was able to perform miracles. I mean, they talk about where Lazarus had died and his sisters come up to Jesus. If you had been here, he would not have died. And and then he went and he and Lazarus came out of the tomb. Now, some people say, oh, well, he wasn't dead. He was in a coma, blah, blah, blah. I mean, um, anyway, I don't have the answers to all of it, but I'm just wondering, how do we get to that point? And is that where we're heading? Are we heading into a time where we could actually, through the power of this idea of manifestation in our brain and imagination, and being able to actually say to, in my particular case, actually like say to those, that debris, to get up and lift and go to the trash can without me having to trust it through, I mean, actually do it physically through the power of our belief in our mind. Is this where we're going in manifestation? I don't know. It's just something that I'm really, 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 really thinking about. This morning I'm going to go in just a second, but this morning I had woken up and yesterday morning I woke up just in a fabulous mood. I was just so roaring, ready to go for the day. And I'm doing these day labor jobs, or the things that are coming up, because one of my dear friends once told me, a wise man, and I'm not sure who it was, but they said sometimes you have to do what's necessary. So right now I'm doing what is necessary to provide for us. And so I'm taking these jobs also for the experience of it. I really want to get in with somebody who does flooring so that I can learn how to do flooring, so I can put in my own flooring. So that I can put in my own flooring. Because I had told you guys I have concrete, I painted it, but I'm still like, I will get this flooring thing done. Um, but anyway, I'm doing what is necessary for the moment. But I woke up this morning and I was just like, I still don't quite understand why it has not yet in my physical presence. Like why it has not yet come into my physical presence. I haven't figured that out yet. Because there are times where I absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that I am in that space, that I am in the space of allowing and receiving and gratitude, and so when it doesn't come necessarily in my physical experience, sometimes I just like, I that part I don't understand, but I know it's on its way. I know it's on its way. And in the past, I would have thought, well, it's not here because I'm not vibrating properly. Like I would have taken that on as some kind of failure on my part. And actually, I'm starting to embrace failure. I'm starting to embrace it. I've been just telling the future employers. I just say, well, I got fired. It's like I'm allowed to make mistakes. People are allowed to make mistakes. They're allowed to not, be somebody's cup of tea, and it's really all right. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm really all right with that. And so, anyway, I'm gonna go. Love you guys. All right, bye.